That's when I was on 22. Wow, first Best Buddies.
Well, Max is an incredible young man. He was born 22 years ago. He was a perfect little baby, but when my wife's water broke, the blood was pouring out, and what had happened, we found out later, is Max's umbilical cord had actually ruptured, and he was bleeding to death. We rushed to the hospital, and Max flatlined in the waiting room. They rushed Stephanie in for surgery, did emergency C-section, and Max was taken out, and he'd lost all his blood. His APGAR scores were actually 0, 0, 0. And it was only then that one of the anesthesiologists had sent for some blood and started to resuscitate Max and do a transfusion on him. After about 20 minutes, he was successful in bringing Max back to life again.
I knew something wasn't right, but it was amazing when they wheeled me back into NICU. God really spoke to me. I mean, it just felt His presence and just saying, he's going to be okay. He is going to be okay. So it was very life-changing to see your first child born, and for this to happen. Max was hooked up to every machine and everything, but I did have a peace that he was going to be okay. I knew we had a lot of work ahead, and I was up for it. And we were told that Max, we don't think he'll ever walk, talk, or do anything. But obviously I knew differently, and we were going to conquer everything that we needed to do.
He's got his one belt away from being a black belt in Taekwondo. Max inspired his soccer team at JL Mann. He was the manager and ball boy for 4 years, and they won the state championship 2 of the 4 years. And that was an exciting thing for him to be part of the team and inspire the team.
I'll never forget his first physical therapist. I said to Gary, what do you see in over 25 years of your experience and working with kids with special needs? And he said, when the child manipulates the family and they don't teach or they don't act as if that child is a so-called normal child. That was a big turning point for me, where I realized, okay, Max is no different. I'm going to give him every opportunity, and we're going to go for it. We're going to do everything. And I remember Gary saying to me, I don't think you'll ever have that problem, because Max has got the best disposition I have ever seen. And he always has. He's always been joyful and loving. He just loves people. He doesn't care about the famous person. He doesn't care about the great car going on the incredible trip. He just cares about people and friendships, and that's what Best Buddies is all about.
We found out about Best Buddies through a friend, Nancy O'Dell, who's one of the chairmen or spokespersons in Hollywood for Best Buddies. And Steph read about what she was doing with kids with special needs and did all this research on Best Buddies International and decided, you know, found out we didn't have it in South Carolina, and she said, I'm going to do everything I can to get this organization going here in South Carolina.
My goal was, after special needs kids graduate from high school, there really is nothing. And you know, they want friendships and they want things to do. And as we have our daughter that's going to be 20 years old, and she's at, you know, university now, and like all the other kids, doing all the other things, other milestones and great things that they have to look forward to. But these kids don't really have anything to look forward to after high school. So I wanted to be sure that South Carolina, that we brought something that they do have many of things to look forward to, and that we're educating South Carolina as a whole so that they do have jobs and they have opportunities and all kinds of inclusion. So they really do have a life ahead of them as an adult. Our goals is just to have inclusion where all the high schools in South Carolina, as many as possible, and as many colleges, you know, being involved with Best Buddies and having activities and lots of fun things for them to get involved in. And the biggest is jobs, just educating companies and all over South Carolina that they want to hire special needs individuals, and that it does make an impact with them and their company and their other employees. Max, again, he's just such a joy, and he just loves people. He just loves life and just blossoms when he's around anybody or he's a part of anything. He just wants to be a part of something. We all do, every single one of us. And then you take special needs individuals, and of course they want to be a part of something. They want to feel valued. They want to have jobs, and they want to have opportunities. They want to pay taxes, and they want to do every single thing just like we do. And why can't they do that? And they can, and we just need to educate, and we need to get out there, and we need to be advocates, and we need to make it happen, and we're going to make it happen, and we're excited about it, and Max is extremely excited about it.
He's seen his sister go off to college, and now he has an opportunity to go to activities and parties out at Furman University and participate and build relationships with kids out there who want to be his friend and invite him out there and do all kinds of neat things with him on a regular basis. So that's exciting for him.
I think what's even more exciting for me when I look at that is how it changes the other kids. It really, oh my gosh, it makes a huge impact on them, and it brings out qualities and it brings out things in the other kids I don't think that they even know that they had. So it's neat to see how God works in their life and what transpires from it. And I get to witness that. We do as a family, and it's pretty amazing. We need to raise $250,000 for Best Buddies South Carolina. So please ask your friends to go to our website that are interested, that need more information, get in touch with us personally, anything. But we need to raise this money to be established here in South Carolina. So if you have folks that you know that do have special needs, or you have a child that has special needs, this is something we desperately need in the state of South Carolina, and I know it would be a huge success, but we do need to raise $250,000 here for Best Buddies South Carolina to be established.
Best Buddies is active right now in 58 countries worldwide, but here in South Carolina, Carolina has a very limited presence for Best Buddies, so this is something that Stephanie and I truly have a desire to change that.